Welcome to the Bendano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Man, Stephanie White. Rumor has it her arms are somewhere still crossed in the locker room. And if not the locker room, at the press conference. Stephanie White, right off the bat, I'm tired of looking at you with your arms crossed. I've had enough. We gave you time, and time is up. You look like you don't care. You look like you're not a leader. You look like you don't hold your team accountable. You look like somebody that will watch Kelsey Mitchell play like absolute trash the entire game, only for Dewana Bonner to catch fire in the final 5 minutes. And then when you have another opportunity to prove yourself in a late game situation, you fold. Great job, Stephanie White. Can we get a round of applause for Stephanie White? Can we please get a round of applause for Stephanie White? We lost to the Connecticut Sun, folks. The 0-5 Connecticut Sun. Marina Mabrey and Tina Charles. I dare you to name 3 players on the Connecticut Sun other than those 2. Go ahead, I'll wait. And there it is. Stephanie White facing her old team. You would think that this is your old team. You would definitely want to make sure that your team is ready to play. But rumor has it, thanks to Lexi Hull, you don't even watch film after the Washington Mystics game, so we wonder why a lot of the terrible defense that we saw in the Mystics game is a lot of the terrible defense we saw in tonight's game. Folks, don't let those last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter fool you. This game was awful. This game was a hard watch. Aaliyah Boston started off hot. Aaliyah Boston gets into foul trouble. Stephanie White leaves her in. She gets into even more foul trouble. We don't see her for the rest of the second half. Sydney Colson goes down. Goodness, Sydney Colson stays down. We don't see her on the bench for the rest of the game. She's in the locker room. I hope Sydney Colson's okay. Later in the game, Sophie Cunningham, she goes down. I hope Sophie Cunningham's okay. But Stephanie White put on an absolute masterclass on how not to coach. Now you know. Stephanie White put on an absolute masterclass on how not to coach. Now you know. Why am I seeing Aaliyah Boston get the ball 23 feet out? So she needs to take dribbles, so she needs to do dribble moves to get it in the post. Why am I even seeing that? Aaliyah Boston in the first quarter literally stuffed Tina Charles underneath the basket because Aaliyah Boston's clearing out space. Where's that at, Steph? Where did the first quarter Aaliyah Boston go? And what did you do with her? I want her back. What happened to first quarter Aaliyah Boston? What did you do with her? I want her back. First quarter, Aaliyah Boston, she was getting the ball deep in the paint, already having post position, making sound decisions with the ball when the defense collapsed on her, finding you for a shot, finding you for a shot, finding you for a shot. What happened to that, Stephanie? Michaela Timpson, we don't even see Michaela Timpson. I'm not going to throw a fit over that, but what else are you going to do? You want to continue to try out things? What else are we going to You can sign me to a 15-day contract. Let me try it out. I'll put on a wig. I'll see what I can do out there for you. I really need to know what Stephanie White has shown us that makes us feel confident in this team without Caitlin Clark carrying them. Seriously, folks, this was supposed to be a new day. This was supposed to be a new dawn, a new head coach, a new era for Indiana Fever basketball, and I would much rather, yes, folks, give me Christy Sides back. Goodness gracious, I said it. I would much rather see together, paint touches. I would much rather see that because I know at least when I'm watching Christy Sides, I'm watching somebody that at least gives off the impression that they care. I'm watching somebody that gives off the impression that they're not happy when the team loses. There's a reason why we have the defensive slides to Christy Sands, the arm waving Christy Sides. There's a reason for all that. And all we have for Stephanie White is our arms crossed. We have our arms crossed, and then we go hands on the hip. And then we go hands on the hip to hand on the chin. Then we go hand on the chin, back to our arms crossed. Stephanie White. I'll tell you right now. If this was the NBA and you were in New York, you're getting booed. New York radio is letting you have it. You're getting absolutely no passes for this season at all. But you're lucky. You're in a safe space here, Steph. Trust me, you're in a safe space here. Because if you were in New York, in the NBA, because New York media doesn't care about the Liberty anyway, in the end, you would get chewed out. Because this is unacceptable. An 0-5 team, folks, an 0-5 team. Caitlin Clark's MVP. Hands down, Caitlin Clark's MVP of the season. She doesn't even need to play. She can do the whole Peyton Manning. She hurt, the Colts fall all the way down, get the number 1 pick. That player's MVP. He didn't even play this year, and look how bad that team is. That's Caitlin Clark. How much more are we going to see Stephanie White with her arms crossed and show absolutely no emotion? Oh my God, she has 3 possessions where she shows emotion. Stephanie White. Folks, the team battled back down 15. Can we understand that? The team battled back down 15, and Stephanie White loses the game. The team battles back down 15, and Stephanie White loses the game. We're down 3, 84-81. We have an opportunity to tie the game, and what do? We go for it 2. Then we foul them on the other end. Sanaya Rivers goes 1 out of 2 on the free throw line. Stephanie White, in her wisdom, calls a play for Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell, who hasn't been doing anything all game. Kelsey Mitchell, who, man, you've been really letting me down this year. 4 for 15. Natasha Howard, 4 for 9, 9.6 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 8 for 10, 17 points. She only played 26 minutes because she was in foul trouble the whole game. And Stephanie White did nothing on the defensive end to try to mitigate the foul trouble. If she left her in, do something to try to mitigate the matchups for Aaliyah Boston so she's not consistently put in vulnerable positions. Sydney Colson made a few nice plays offensively. She made a few nice plays defensively. Unfortunately, she went out. Kelsey Mitchell, you look like Jordan Poole out there, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. You look out of control. You look like your body's moving too fast. Your brain's moving too fast for your body to catch up. That final play, you can't even catch an inbound pass. I mean, come on. Are you that discombobulated internally? Lexi Hull, 12 points, 5 for 8. Lexi Hull is probably the only person who didn't play like absolute dog. Aaliyah didn't play bad either, but Aaliyah got in way too much foul trouble. DeWanna Bonner goes off. She hits a bank 3 in the 4th quarter, followed up with another catch and shoot. I mean, come on. DeWanna Bonner got us into that game in the 4th quarter. And what happened? Still, Stephanie White lost us the game. Stephanie White going up against her old team. Stephanie, didn't you coach Marina Mabry? You don't know how to stop her? What are you doing, dude? You have a 10-page notebook to stop Caitlin Clark. You can't even put together a 2-page synopsis on how to slow down Marina Mabry. Marina Mabry, by the way, shout out to the Connecticut Sun coach. You see how they're running Marina Mabry off screens to get her the ball on the offensive side? You see how they're setting her on ball screen so she can take a step back and shoot? Stephanie, can you take notes? If that Connecticut Sun coached Caitlin Clark and utilized her how he utilized Marina Mabry, Caitlin Clark will go off for 40 every game. But Stephanie White thinks she's smarter than everybody and wants to do this and wants to do that and wants to do this and wants to do that, thinking she's Greg Popovich without winning a damn thing. Thinks she's Bill Belichick without winning a damn thing. Now you know. Sanaya Rivers, 12 points, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 6 assists. Seems like everybody's rookies can get some playing time except for ours. Why is that, Stephanie? Tell me. Are their coaches doing a better job getting them in shape for a game than you? Are you a bad talent evaluator? And I'm not going to say that because Michaela Timpson looks like the real deal. So why isn't she in the game, dude? Can't stop a parked car. And we're standing on the sidelines with our arms crossed. We're standing on the sidelines with a hand on the chin, with hands on the waist. Absolutely no energy. How bad does Kelsey Mitchell have to play before you call a timeout and ream her out and sit her ass down? It's pathetic, dude. It's absolutely pathetic. Look at this. Look at me during this game, folks. Look at this. Come on. 68-59 in the 4th quarter. Before the miracle comeback, because it was a miracle. Let's not get confused. That 4th quarter was a miracle. Look at me, dude. 74-65. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Indeed. Indeed. 12,000 people in the building. 5,000 people said, I don't want to go. Sold their tickets. Leave those seats wide open. 12,000 people were disappointed for 33 minutes. 12,000 people were excited for 3 minutes. 12,000 people were let down by Stephanie White's terrible decisions from a play calling standpoint. What do they do in practice? What do they do in practice? What do they go over? What do they work on? What kind of skills? I don't know what kind of team I'm looking at to call a spade here. I have no idea what kind of team I'm looking at. Again, another team shoots more threes than us. Kalen's out. Okay, they shoot more threes than us. Rebounds were even. Assists were even. We turned the ball over less. We got 4 fast break points. 4 fast break points. In 2 games, the Indiana Fever got 4 fast break points, and I'm supposed to be excited. I'm supposed to come to you and, like, they don't pay me enough. That $12 check, I already spent that. You guys got to give me more money. That little $12 check, I already spent that, guy. You got to send me more money, Indiana. Because this shit was pathetic. If I was in the building, I am booing everybody on that team. I don't care. I'm booing. I'm booing. I'm booing. I'm voicing my displeasure. Team can't do anything without Caitlin Clark. Team can't wipe their own ass without Caitlin Clark. Team can't cross the street without Caitlin Clark. Team can't go to the park without Caitlin Clark. Shout out. You lost to an 0-5 team, dude. There's no spin. There's no spin. Stephanie White, that's unacceptable. That is absolutely unacceptable. The first quarter, Aaliyah Boston's offense looks perfect. She gets into foul trouble and you have no idea what to do? How much are they paying you? Cut that in half and give it back. You have no idea what you're doing on the sideline there. At least Chrissy Side said, fuck it, I don't know what I'm doing. Kaylin, do your thing. And we would have been good starting off the season like that. But no, we want to experiment. We want to do this. We want to do that. You sold us a false bill of goods, dude. You sold us a false bill of goods. And it's sad. It's very sad. Indiana Fever look lost. Look discombobulated. Next game's Tuesday, June 3rd against Washington. Washington's probably going to beat us up again. Nothing about anything Stephanie White has shown me makes me feel confident in this team without Caitlin Clark. Natasha Howard still missing bunnies. Still missing bunnies, dude. How many years do we need to be in the league before we make layups? That's a genuine question. How many years do we need to be in this league before we can make layups? That's a serious question. Kelsey Mitchell 0 for 4 from 3. Driving into the paint, 1-on-3 against defenders. Kelsey, can you pass the ball? I'm actually tired of it. I'm the #1 defender of the Kelsey Mitchell brigade, but this is sad. This isn't winning basketball. This isn't winning basketball. This isn't team basketball. This is rec ball, if that. This is high school ball, maybe. If this is the WNBA before CC, oh no. That explains a lot. Gotta do better, dude. You gotta do better. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.